Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Jackson here. I'm really excited that you guys are here today. This is a very special video and one of the most requested videos that I've had on my channel to date. This is my weight loss journey video. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about my weight loss journey and how I got started. And I'm also going to be answering some of your questions that you posted in the comment section below of my previous video. If you're new to my channel and you haven't had the opportunity to see that video first, please be sure to check that out so you can kind of be caught up. Also, I wanted to say to you guys, please be sure to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, because that is where that is like the mecca of my weight loss. You guys can see from start to finish my weight loss journey through pictures on Snapchat and Instagram. So please be sure to follow me over there. On Snapchat, it's known as Jackson, and on Instagram, it's simply Jackson. I'm gonna place all of that in the description bar below so that you guys can have it. But I'm really excited for you guys to be here, and let's just get started. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that has followed my journey. All of your well wishes and just support during this entire process. It means everything to me, from Instagram, from Snapchat, even my Facebook page. I just get like a wealth of love coming from you guys, and I really feel it. And I'm just so thankful to have you in support of this journey. And I'm even more excited that you guys, a lot of you have decided to live a healthy lifestyle as well from seeing my progress. And that is the biggest, best thing that's ever happened to me. I had no idea that, in starting this journey, that I would, be sort of like an influence in the health community, but it does mean the world to me to be over here and to be living in my truth now. And so that is what prompted this video. Alright, so to catch you guys up to speed, for those of you that don't know, obviously I did not start here, but at my heaviest I was 190 pounds. And currently today I weigh 141 pounds. So I've lost just about 50 pounds. And I did that all through healthy diet and exercise. So for me personally, I did not take means of surgery, nor did I do like fad diets and things of that sort. It was really important for me to learn how to eat and learn how to take care of my body, because I wanted this to be a lasting effect. I wanted this to be my lifestyle. And I can be, just from experience and changing my lifestyle, I can tell you guys that this is what they say it is. It is a lifestyle change. Everything about me, everything about my surroundings, everything had to change in order for me to be able to live a healthier lifestyle. I like to tell people that I have gone on a mental, physical, and spiritual journey. This weight loss really had nothing to do with losing weight. I did not go in saying that I wanted to lose weight and I wanted to be smaller. I went in with the thought process that I wanted to heal my spirit. Back in 2012, I was clinically diagnosed with depression, and it wasn't until last year, September of 2016, that I actually decided to do something about it. What prompted it was a trip to Miami, and I had a great time in Miami, and I don't know, it was just like a rebirthing almost. I got away from my everyday mundane type of lifestyle, and while I was there I just had an epiphany, and I really said that when I got back to Chicago I was going to take back my life, and I was going to get healthy. I was going to work on my depression, and I was going to work on my depression from the inside out. Having been diagnosed with depression in 2012, I at one point was taking medication. I was going to therapists and psychologists, if you will, and they gave me the tools back then on what would help me live a better lifestyle. But again, at that point, in that moment in my life, I was not ready to take on that type of challenge, because it is a lot of work when you decide that you're going to do self-care. So fast forward to 2016, that was a year. So I've been single for 2 years, right? I've been single as a single parent and, you know, living on my own with me and my son. And those 2 years was probably the hardest 2 years, well, 1 year, let me say that. The first year was probably the hardest year of my life because I was uprooted from everything that I'd known forever. I had been in a relationship for close to a decade with someone that I adored. I had been with him since I was 19 years old. And so you know, it was very traumatic. It was a traumatic experience to no longer be with someone that I thought I would be with forever, and just having to relearn life. That is exactly what happened to me. And so not handling my depression and then adding you know, this traumatic experience just put me in a tailspin. And I thought I had it under control for a very long time, but I did not. I was just doing what a lot of us do who have depression, and that is harbor feelings. And so I started to notice that I was doing all of the I guess you would say like quintessential things that people with depression do. I began to isolate myself. I kind of shut myself off from family and friends, and I began to eat, and that was my comfort zone. And I loved to eat. That was like how I maxed my emotions. If I was feeling happy, if I was feeling sad, upset, no matter what, how I coped with it was through food. And so, you know, you got to imagine that not being active at all, especially with the line of work that I have, you know, I don't have to get up and go out every day. My job is social media, so I literally can, you know, I work from my phone. That is my job. And so it did not require me to get up and get moving. So I just, you know, pretty much took advantage of that, especially with having depression. And I just did nothing. So I would find myself sleeping on my couch, sleeping in the bed all day, and then getting up only to eat and to take care of my son. It was a very dark place in my life at that time. And not one that was easy to talk about, but it was my truth. It was something that was definitely happening to me. But anyways, you know, before I knew it, you know, all of that eating, and I ate like, oh my God, like super high caloric foods. I loved fast food. I loved junk food. Anything that kind of spiked, you know, your insulin levels like super high, right? So fast food, junk food, soda. You guys know, if you go back and look at my old videos, I told you guys that I loved Pepsi. Like Pepsi was bae, and I would drink 3 to 4 cans of that a day. Okay, and that was terrible. And so before I knew it, I was 190 pounds. Now I've never really been, I would never consider myself a small girl. This weight that you guys see today is actually the weight that I was in my early 20s, pre-YouTube. But I've always been, you know, relatively curvy girl, even small. But seeing myself at 190 pounds, I'm 5'2", that was something that I just was not prepared for. And I got to the point where I could not look at myself in the mirror. I couldn't look at myself on camera. I didn't want to take pictures. I didn't want to be outside. And it was just this vicious cycle, because it was almost like when I saw myself, it would make me depressed. Being depressed would make me eat. And then it just kept, you know, it just kept doing this like revolving door thing. And I just had enough. But you know, so not to get too long-winded with that, that was like the beginning of the beginning for me, because you know, looking back on it, what I've learned during this entire process is that when things are falling apart, they're actually coming together. It's this weird kind of, it's this weird thing that happens. Everything began to fall apart, but everything was actually coming together because I wanted to change my life. So fast forward to September, I'd taken that trip to Miami, and I was like recharged, and I wanted to take care of myself in the way that I should. And no sooner than I landed and got home and adjusted, I emailed my trainer. And I'll never forget the title, or the, you know, the copy. It said, do something with this body. And I told her my story, and I just said, I really just want to, you know, get healthy, and when can we start? You know what I mean? And so I got started. I will say though that starting out, it wasn't easy. So because I was still very used to my old behaviors. So that meant that I would miss workouts. I would make excuses for not being able to show up for those workouts. I wasn't consistent on my diet. And so for like the first 2 months or so, I did not lose any weight. And I hold myself completely accountable for that, because again, I felt like I was not doing the work. I wasn't going as hard as I felt like I could have. But I don't know, something in me kind of like a lightning bolt kind of went off, and I was just like, this, remember why you started. I was like, remember why you started. You're starting this because you no longer want to be depressed. You no longer want to walk around and not like the person that you see. You want to be a better mother for your son. You want to be more active for your career. These are the things that you're doing, and this is why you're doing it. And the moment that I had that real conversation with myself of saying that what you're doing is bullshit, the life that you're living is bullshit, you don't deserve it, the people that love you don't deserve it from you, it's time to get yourself together. Once that kind of triggered in my mind, it was a wrap. And I just, you know, put my feet to the pavement, and I haven't looked back since. And now I am ridiculously active. If you follow me on social media, you guys will see that. I work out 6 days a week. And I love it. I eat extremely healthy. It's not a matter of, I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. It's more so of like, it is my lifestyle choice to place certain foods in my temple, right? I know I sound like one of those now, but it's so true. It is my choice to be healthy and to eat healthy, because it makes me feel good. And when I do have a cheat day, a cheat meal, not a cheat day, when I have a cheat meal, I usually feel bad. Like I don't feel good, because my body is not acclimated to eating junk food anymore. And but I love it. I love this lifestyle. It has changed me for the better. As I said when I started this video, I had taken myself on a mental, physical, and spiritual journey, and that is exactly what getting healthy has done for me. In the process, I lost a lot, not just weight, you know what I mean, not just weight, but I lost a lot. Obviously, I was able to gain control of my depression. You know, I was able to remove a lot of toxic relationships out of my life, because I was able to see things in a better light. And once you start to go on this like self-love journey, if you are someone that wants to do that, you start to appreciate and love yourself in a different way. And so it's a lot of shit you stop like accepting. You know what I mean? And so with that, I began to just cleanse my life along with my body from the inside out. And again, I haven't looked back since. So, you know, in a nutshell, guys, I just want to encourage each and every one of you. If you do not like the person that you see in the mirror, you are not obligated to continue to be that person. You are not obligated to continue to live in that life. You have the right, okay, to change your life, and you owe it to yourself to live a healthier lifestyle. And I just encourage each and every one of you to just give it a real try. I know a lot of us, like myself, like I said, when I first started out, the first 2 months of my journey, I didn't lose any weight, okay? I didn't lose nothing, and it was discouraging. So I definitely understand that, but small little tweaks can make a big difference in your weight loss or just your health journey. All right, so I needed to do that. I needed to give that disclaimer, that little story to kind of catch you guys up. But now we can get into the good shit, because really what y'all really want to know, y'all want to see pictures, okay? Y'all being nosy, I get it. Y'all want to see pictures. You want to know more about like physical attributes. I get that. All right, so I pulled this up, and I'm not sure if you guys can see it. But this is my Snapchat. This is a Snapchat video I showed my followers over there of my progression. And me and my trainer, we tracked it over the months just to kind of see what was going on with me. So again, the first 2 months, there was no real growth. There was like some, what do you call that? Like my body composition was changing. So I looked slightly smaller, but the scale and like body fat percentage really didn't say much. And then probably at the fourth month is when the weight really started to come off, and you guys were actually able to see a difference in my physical appearance. But as of May, as of May 24th of this year, I was 144 pounds. My body fat percentage was 31%, and my measurements, my bust is 35. So I am, yeah, my boobs are like way smaller. And please know that I'm having help with this right now, because there's pads in here. There's pads in there, girl. My waist is a 27 and my hips are a 42. So that's my, those are my measurements there. And again, right now though, I don't know, that's what it said last month, but I am a few pounds lighter. I don't know if I've lost more body fat percentage, but when I stepped on the scale this morning for you guys, I was 141 pounds. So, that's that. I do not have any more. I do not have a number that I'm seeking. And I would encourage you guys to not have a number that you're seeking, because what it does, it kind of creates this this self-competition that's not really necessary. If you keep in the forefront that you are looking to be healthy, the weight coming off is just like a bonus of being healthy. So the weight is going to come off. The weight is going to come off, but you just need to focus on being healthy and consistent. Consistency is absolutely key. I don't know if you guys can properly see me, but this is my body now. Alright, so now that we've gotten, like, you know, some of those specifics out of the way, I'm actually on my old video. It's like going right now, and I'm going through looking at your questions, and I actually see a really good one. It says it's by Radiant Beauty by Dana K. Hey girl. So your question is, I would like to know what you did to lose the initial pounds at the beginning of your journey. What did you do in terms of exercise and also diet? How did you get yourself to stay consistent and committed without falling back to old habits? Okay, so those are all really good questions, and a lot of you guys are asking those questions as well. So thank you so much, Dana K. So first of all, at the beginning of my journey, I did have, well, first of all, I've had a trainer throughout my entire process. So I will say that has helped in terms of my success. Trainers are great tools for accountability, especially if you pay them. You kind of feel like you don't want to waste your money, right? But also when you're there, they push you a lot more than you would push yourself. And being with her, I've learned that my body can do so much more than what I think it can. And so when I get to the point, or in the beginning when I would get to a point where I felt like I couldn't do it, I felt like my body wasn't ready for these types of workouts, if you will, she would push me and I would get through it. And so that helped me out a lot. In terms of my diet has been pretty consistent throughout. It's changing now. It has changed now because my body has changed. So I'm really no longer eating to lose weight. Rather, I'm eating to gain muscle. But nevertheless, starting out, I had low fat foods, whole foods. I will say that that's really important. So I don't, I don't snack. And I haven't snacked, so I don't do those granola bars. I don't do, healthy drinks that's kind of promoted to us in the store. I don't do any of those things. I eat whole foods and make sure that my food has, a carbohydrate, definitely high in protein, and then some type of vegetable. And that's been my story consistent throughout this entire process. But for the most part, that's been my deal. And how did you get yourself to stay consistent and committed without falling back to old habits? Again, starting out, like the first 2 months was pretty trash. I will say that I was consistent. Well, no, I was not. I was calling off and not staying consistent. But again, like I said in the beginning of this video, it's something just kind of clicked in me. I just, wanted to really be healthy, and that was really important to me. And so keeping in the forefront of my mind of why I was doing this is what kept me going. Okay, so next up, I got China Felor. I think this is it. I'm answering this question because she asked the question, what healthy snacks do you eat? My problem is I snack, but I want a healthy way to snack. And the answer that was given to her is actually a no bueno. So I'm answering this because some of it's right in the answer that the young lady gave her, but a lot of it is not. So let me answer this. Again, for snacking, for me, I don't snack. So when I say that, I mean, like, I'm not going to grab a granola bar. I'm not going to go in and eat trail mix, right? Those things have a lot of sugar, and they are promoted to be healthy for us, but they're really not. Even the ones that look super, super healthy. So something that I like to snack on, if I am to snack, would be avocado with salt and pepper, light on the salt. I also will snack on fruit. Fruit is a good option if you're having a sugar attack. If you're gonna do chocolate and you just have to have chocolate, dark chocolate obviously. But one of the main things that's kept me on course with this entire process was the fact that I allow myself to have a cheat meal. And I know that this sounds like, oh my God, you only get one cheat meal, but you have to think about it like this, like you are trying to reach a goal. And so in your quest to reach that goal, you have to remain consistent, but you don't want to burn yourself out. So allowing yourself to have a cheat meal, I keep trying to reiterate that it is not a cheat day. You don't get a whole day. A cheat meal will help you stay the course. Now obviously sometimes, especially when I am about to, like when I'm PMSing, oh my God, like I'm going crazy. So I do keep a lot of fruits around during that time because I need sugar, I need salt, I need a lot of these things. My body just craves it tremendously, and so I keep around a lot of fruits. Also, like I keep stuff like this with me at all times. Almonds, like when I'm out and I'm just like, I'm craving something, I need something to eat on the go. Raw almonds, not almonds with like, honey or chipotle flavored, just plain old almonds. And then I'll also drink like pressed fruit juices. I'm actually going to get one of them for you so I can show you, and I'll place all the information down in the description bar. Alright, so I want to talk about snacking a little bit more, but I also want to talk a little bit about belly fat, because I get that question a lot. Like probably the most on my Snapchat is, how do I lose belly fat? Okay, so first and foremost, that's gonna be in the kitchen, okay? You really need to be mindful of the foods that you are consuming, okay? So that makes me want to go back to this statement that was made. You want to stay away from refined sugars. You want to stay away from bad carbs. Complex carbs is good, like your brown rice. I believe that's also like quinoa, things of that sort. Those are complex carbs, and you want those because those are going to give you energy. Simple carbs like bagels, I see here, and a cream cheese, that is a no, because all it does is breaks down into your body as sugar. From my research, and you guys, I always tell you, please Google this, but from my research of Googling and so forth and so on, talking to my trainer, like what happens to the body is like when you eat, like let's say you eat chicken, you eat broccoli, and you eat, oh, I don't know, let's just throw it in there for the hell of it, a bagel, right? A plain white bagel. I know that sounds weird, but just rock with me. The body is like a computer, so it says, okay, she just consumed chicken, she just consumed protein, I'm gonna store the protein in the muscles, it's gonna help build the muscles, right? The vegetables is a vegetable, so I'm gonna store it as, I don't know what it's called, but like, you know, I'm stored as a vegetable, it's low in fat, mostly water, so it's healthy. The bagel, because it's white and it's basically like refined, it's like refined sugar, I believe. The body doesn't know what that is. And when the body doesn't know what it is, it automatically stores it as fat. That's it. Automatically stores it as fat. So that's why it's important to eat whole foods, because the body can identify what it is. Now, I'm no expert, but from my research, that is what I have learned. So I try to steer clear of breads, because breads will go directly to your tummy. Obviously, getting rid of any like overly sugary foods in your diet. And again, for those of us just starting out, the way they sneak in when we're trying to get healthy is through those granola bars, that trail mix, that tea that's sitting at your local store that looks like it's super healthy for you and it says 100% natural, but it has a shitload of high fructose corn syrup, and all it does is breaks down into sugar. All right, so the next question is, what do you do? Are you doing mostly cardio? Are you lifting weights? What are you doing? How are you, getting this off? This is what I've noticed about, even with myself and just any woman that kind of talks to me at this point about fitness or losing weight. The first thing we want to do is we want to run to the gym and we want to do cardio. That is the first thing that we want to do. And there's nothing wrong with cardio. You actually really need it for your cardiovascular system, and you want it because it does help shed fat. But I cannot stress this enough. You guys, we need to want to lift weights. Like, lifting weights and strength training has been such a pivotal point of my success, because again, from what I've learned, cardio burns fat in the moment. So let's say you are on the treadmill and you're running like your life depended on it, right? Okay, so you're running, and once you're done, you've burned off 100 calories. The moment you step off of the treadmill, you've only burned 100 calories. With lifting weights and strength training, it actually does the opposite. So you're going to burn fat, but you're also going to build muscle. And the cool thing about that is that muscle burns more fat, and it also burns fat throughout the day. So what does that mean? Like, even after you're done, I don't know, doing your assisted squats or doing your curls with a weight, and you leave, you're still going to be burning off calories because you've engaged the muscle. Right. I'm learning a lot of this, and you know what? It's so interesting because as I learn, I teach, but because I'm still in the learning phase of this, it's harder for me to say it out loud. But so I always tell you guys, especially on my social media, so please, please, please do not be afraid to lift weights. You are not going to bulk up. You are not going to lose your curves unless you want to. I can guarantee you though, if you only do cardio and that's all you're doing, you are going to lose your curves, and you're not gonna like that because it's just gonna leave you looking like depleted. I see girls all the time who just do cardio and they're like, why isn't what happened to my butt, what happened to my hips, so forth and so on. And you know, if you were to incorporate weights into your workout regimen, you wouldn't have that problem. Okay, so I've answered most of the general questions that I've seen. A lot of the other comments that's placed on that video is to actually show you like meal prepping videos, and like, you know, you guys want me to take you to go work out with me and things of that sort. So those videos are coming as well. But I hope that I answered some of your questions. Please be sure to, you know, if you have more, place them down below in the comment section below, and I will be going through and seeing what other questions I can answer for you guys. Before I forget really quickly, I did say that I wanted to show you guys the type of juices that I drink, and this is what I drink. So this is by a young lady based out of here in Chicago. First of all, this video is not sponsored. If you follow me on social media, you already know the deal, right? So I drink these juices a lot. This is called Health and Happiness Juicery. She is a young lady based out of Chicago here on the south side, and she makes these pressed juices from scratch right out of her home. And so I love these. This one's called the Banana Bean, and it has like string beans, spinach, cucumber, banana, apple, lime, and cinnamon. And so yeah, I just love these. I actually use these as like a little treat if I'm trying to curb my sweet tooth. That helps me out a lot. I don't know why this side just wants to, like, this side doesn't want to cooperate. You know how you have like that one side is just like, that side is life, I love that side, and then the other side is like, I don't want to be a part of the team. That's this side. But yeah, so again, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. More importantly, I appreciate all of the support. I want to say thank you to those of you who have left a comment and just words of encouragement. I really appreciate it, and good luck to you. Whatever your goal is, whatever your body goals are, your life goals are, whatever it is, make sure you're doing it for you, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. What you want to look like, and more importantly, what you want to feel like. So with that being said, that about wraps it up for me, guys. I love you all so much. I will catch you in my next video. Until then, peace out.